masses of the administratum quarter to an unmarked service elevator platform set in the rear of a vast and imposing building covered in bas-reliefs of skulls, half-draped urns, and other symbols of death. Crowned by an immense statue of a weeping saint, it appears that you are expected. The wizened face of a platform's inbuilt servitor studies you and pronounces "pass" as you climb on board. As the note implied, you were not the only person called. And you make for an uncomfortable and diverse-looking group, standing in tense silence as the crowds throng by. The servitor control chimes active as the last one of you boards the platform, and the elevator descends as the hatchway closes above you all with a thunderous boom. The platform continues downward for some minutes through the maintenance levels deep into the bowels of the government district. So, describe yourselves, boys.
I'm Scotchmo, Psyker, second class.
Scotchmo?
Scotchmo. I have big old long robes and I weigh 250 pounds.
I am Zariel. I am,
Is that how you guys are introducing yourselves? I am Zariel. I weigh 250.
No, I'm Zariel, and as you can see, I'm a priest. Hello. I spread the Emperor's good word. How obviously do you look like a psyker?
I got a staff.
Okay, I assume since he's a sanctioned psyker.
I am sanctioned, yes.
Okay, so you probably, plastered with what is effectively, Imperial warning labels. So I'm just kind of, eyeing you for a second.
Yeah, there's one big one on my back, warranty void if removed. Oh, no, it's fallen off.
Damn. Anyway, 30-something, wiry, Imperial robes. Looks very much like a priest, hovering Cerberus skull next to me. Probably fire. Lots of fire on the skull, I assume, since Ministorum.
Okay, is that lady's priest?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So, random and other person, introduce yourselves.
I am Doc. I am Tech Priest.
Bob.
Doc.
Just sort of nod at everybody.
Okay.
Hey, I'm wearing carapace armor. You can't see much of me under it.
At the end of the elevator's slow descent, you are deposited in a wide grey corridor lit by pale lumen globes in the shape of cherubs holding torches. Only the initial part of the corridor is lit, and the rest of it trails off into darkness. And as you step off the platform, globes light up, illuminating a path for you to follow.
Oh, I'm out of breath just looking at this.
Recite the sacred litany of follow, lit path. Follow.
As you start making your way down these badly lit corridors, the first thing that strikes you is the corridor is incredibly featureless and smells faintly of chemical disinfectant. You travel for a good 5 minutes, the corridor itself ending in an armored metal door. As you step up to it, it unseals and unlocks with a hiss of pressurized air and opens with a loud grinding of heavy gear. The room inside has a jumble of dusty metal crates branded with unintelligible symbols stacked against one wall, while a hospital gurney, complete with restraint straps, has been left toppled over on one side against another. The room's most striking feature is a wide mirror, which fills the upper half of the opposite wall from the entrance. The mirror slowly clears to reveal a glittering steel chamber beyond. Inside this chamber, looking out, is a tall, thin-faced figure wearing white medical robes with a red leather coat draped over his shoulder. Behind him, covered by a mottled grey sheet, is a form, which you assume is a body of some sort, on a frame raised upright for inspection. Above them, in the air, a pair of white enameled skulls encrusted with brass instruments and long hypno needles, hovering expectantly. So, what do you gentlemen do?
You say there's a body in the chair already?
There's a dissection table with a body on it that's flipped upright to display the sheet's covering, but it's basically the table's like flipped upright. So it's standing upright, facing you, with this in person looking down at you behind this observation window.
And he said he had red robes on. They look like Mechanicus robes.
He has a white medica robe, and he's wearing a red leather coat draped over it. White medica robes, not Mechanicus.
Is there like any insignia of rank or anything easily visible on the robes, or?
Make a perception test for me.
First roll.
First roll of the game. Also hippo.
It's a plus 20 as it's a routine check.
Linked
Okay,
picture.
so what do I do? So I roll how many d10s?
One.
You roll a D100, and you have to roll under your perception skill.
Under my perception plus the whatever the bonus is.
Oh yeah, are we talking about scrutiny or what are we talking about here?
Scrutiny in this particular instance. You are scrutinizing the person.
Under 58. No, that was 70 something.
With your 70s odd roll, the only thing you notice, the man coat seems to be bulging in unusual places, especially under his arm. Might be concealing a gun of some sort there in a shoulder rig or something.
May I attempt to use my Psyniscience to detect any warp shenanigans?
You may indeed do so.
Do I get any bonuses?
No.
Then I fail by 1 degree.
By 1 degree.
We should probably have talked about degrees.
Yeah, we'll get to that in a moment.
I would like to make sure that the autopsy machine has been properly lubricated and the rites have been followed in preparation.
Sure. Make a common lore tech check. Just like plus 10 to your bonus, ordinary.
I rolled a 71, and I don't have. I've common lore Adeptus Mechanicus. I don't know what.
Yes, that's fine.
That's like 4 degrees of failure.
You're not entirely sure, but you're pretty sure that I mean, you're not sure, but I mean, the person looks like they know what they're doing. So you're.
So just to allay some of my confusions, how did we actually, were we told to get here? Were we have an objective? Or were we just kind of how did we get here?
I will read it again.
Well, don't need to.
After being singled out and inducted into the service of the Inquisition, things have not gone quite as you had imagined them. Removed from your past life, you have been tested and measured, questioned and interrogated. And aside from a few lectures given in darkened rooms that left you sick to your stomach and a seemingly endless stream of codes and ciphers given to you to memorize and destroy, you've been left largely to your own devices. Lodging under a false name in an anonymous hablock of Hive Sibyllus on Scintilla, the capital planet of the Calixis sector, you have bided your time for weeks, waiting for the call from your masters, and perhaps their verdict. At last the call has come, and a blank-eyed courier has delivered you a note featuring the cipher of the Holy Ordos. The message within was simple and perfunctory, containing a time, a date, and a location. The instructions to come prepared and expect company is signed off with a single epithet, the Emperor protects.
So is the man in front of us the Inquisitor that met us and inducted us into the Inquisition?
No.
Yeah, well, I'll just stand there observing.
I'll just yell out state, name, and occupation.
The figure beckons you up to the glass with a gloved hand.
Okay, hello. Hello, my good man. I hope we're not disturbing your work. Yes, I shall respond to your beckons and come up and look at whatever you want us to look.
A voice issues from a small grill set into the ceiling. Greetings, acolytes. I am Medica Interrogator San, and you are the new blood, are you not?
That
Worthy
is correct.
to our holy war. We shall see. Far be it from me to doubt my better's judgment, eh? Well, to the matter at hand. I represent the holy orders of the Imperial Inquisition that we all serve. Our masters have called you here to assist us in the investigation of a matter of interest that has recently and unexpectedly come to light. Oh yes, for your information, you are now in the depths of the Templum Mori, the House of the Dead, where the Lords Prefecta Mortem hold court, and the fallen and the lost of the great city are named and counted. It will not surprise you, then, to know that you are here to view a corpse. I doubt it will be your first, but it is, shall we say, quite singular. You see him step aside, pulling the grey sheet off the body to reveal a dissected and eviscerated body of a adult human. As he continues talking, you'll see the servo skulls, the two servo skulls with the hypno needles and such next to him. They bob and dip out of sight to reappear with organ specimens, test tubes, jars, and little brass calipers that they use to display the things that he is talking about. Now, if you will kindly attend and pay heed, I will take your questions afterward. This body has been positively identified as that of Saul Arbust, male, 23 years of age, hive worker, unskilled labor, certified, formerly of the Tantalus Indentured Registered Habitation, Chamber 6/23, Stack 717, Coscarla Division, Southern Zone, Hive Sibelius. Subject found dead on the Mid-Hive Transit rail 3 days ago as the car returned to the main depot. Preliminary examination at the scene suggested death by drug overdose. Post-mortem performed by biologist forensic, however, revealed certain anomalies that necessitate our involvement. The cause of death was, in fact, total systemic failure brought on by tissue rejection of an implanted synthetic graft organ. Said organ destroyed his central nervous system while attempting to overcome the immune response. In short, this. And he gestures to one of the jars being held by one of the servo skulls. In the jar, you see a 10-centimeter long whitish cord of waving glassy tendrils still in motion, still alive. Crushed
Can I
the life
tell-
out of it from the inside. What it's for, unknown, but my opinion would be, in a word, control. Neural and synaptic override, and perhaps worse. There were other grafts and surgery of a less singular kind also. One lung replaced by a concealed storage cavity, possibly for his use as a courier. Also, one optic nerve removed. Skin flayed from stomach. I have no idea why. His system awash with alchemic traces, clotting agents, pan-immune, and the like. The surgery was expert, but by the lesions and tissue stresses, I doubt any care was given to whether or not it was painless. In fact, by the damage to his vocal cords, my guess was he was probably screamed as long as he able. But this little monster is what concerns us. You do not need to know the gene lore of the Omnissiah. Just that this is not only illegal, it is forbidden. It is heresy. Merely tampering with this kind of dark tech is enough to warrant a death sentence from the Holy Ordos, the Arbite, or the Mechanic. And I am sure that you, as well as I, am wondering how such a rare and vile thing ended up wrapped around the spine of some anonymous hab prole from the dusty end of the stacks. The man has no prior criminal record. He was rendered invalid by indenture, laid off, if you will, some 60 days ago now, and was reported missing 32 days ago by his sister, one Lily Arbust, resident of the same Habstack. More than enough time to get him into all sorts of trouble, I'm sure you'll agree. These grafts are no more than 8 to 10 days old. We have nothing else on him. This is to be a shadow investigation. No open official involvement, no notification of the local authorities, and no one knows he's here either. Of course, Carla's downhive. So, a covert approach will draw far less attention than a boot through the door, and be far less likely to kill any lead to our heretic. Find out why and where. If you can, better yet, find out how. Best of all, find out who is responsible. Go with the grace of the God Emperor. Oh, and any samples would be a blessing if you can procure them.
As the what was he called? Medicated? I can't talk.
Medikai?
He is Medica Interrogator Sand.
So he's an interrogator.
Correct. He's an inquisitor in training.
Is it common to lay off free labor?
I don't know. Let me have a look. Actually, let me pull up my brief I created for you guys. Hold on. Urban folder location. Okay, give this a sec to upload. Don't open it yet. I'll tell you guys in a moment. Really? Or sometimes Europe. Okay, let me have a look here quickly.
Let me go grab a drink while you're looking for that. Be right back.
Sure. Actually, they do say. They say, not his problem, you guys figured it out yourself. So that's pretty awesome.
Gee, thanks. Helpful.
Well, you have to go investigate. So, anybody else have any questions?
What was the guy's name again?
Sand.
The dead one.
The dead one, his name is Soul Arbist. Male, 23 years of age, hive worker, unskilled labor.
And his sister's name?
His sister's name is Lily Arbist.
I'm back.
You have to figure it out yourself, Random.
Okay.
Go investigate. Go pound boots on dirt.
Of the
Where
cybernetics-
was the body found?
Found dead on the Mid-Hive transit rail 3 days ago, as the car returned to the main depot.
of the
Preliminary
implants
examination. Hmm?
of the implants the interrogator found, were any of them, were they all illegal, or were any of them installed
All illegal.
officially? Okay.
Yes. A hab worker would not even get any implants of this kind.
Next question.
Hmm.
Where place of residence?
Sorry, what?
Where does this guy live, or where did he live?
Formerly of Tantalus Indenture Registered Habitation Chamber 6/23 Stack 717 Corskala Division Southern Zone Hive Sibelius.
Can you put that into the Discord chat? It's too much for me to type.
Remember with your brain meats, man.
No.
Okay.
Brain meats have not been replaced with reliable cognition machines yet.
Exactly. I still have pink fleshy bits.
Okay. Any other questions?
Can
Was found 3 days ago. How long? For how long ago did he die? In other words, what I'm trying to find is how long was he dead before his body was found?
Well, the surgery on him was done approximately 8 to 10 days ago. and he was killed by the thing. So it's up to you guys. Trying to figure out when he died.
Can I inspect the implants to find a what would be the effectively a serial number or something like that, whatever that would be in this world, so I can figure out where they were made. Maybe we can backtrack where they're delivered. And
For what is this?
I guess I'll start with the eye, because only the mind control one is tech heresy, right? The other ones are
All
just
of them are surgery, right? So there's not really like a serial number or anything like that. No, this is pure wetware, squishy bits.
Okay, so not like tech implants, but organ implant type things.
Yeah.
Okay, I was thinking cybernetics. So the only cybernetic thing is the mind control unit.
Nope, that's also organic. I didn't mention any metal parts at all in the description. Like nothing. It's all organic.
Do we have a list of known associates?
Nope.
I think that's up to us.
Place
What
of
was
employment.
his-
Okay, place of employment. Unemployed.
Yes, he was laid
before
off.
he was
Place-
laid
prior-
off, where was he employed?
Place of employment prior to being laid off.
He was in the Tantalus indenture
Okay, so that was his employer.
area. He's a Habstack worker. They're literally unskilled labor. You drive somewhere, you pick up 50 of them, you take them somewhere for the day, and then you let them go again. Think the way they do black people in South Africa, Eric. You don't have a work number or a tax number or place of employment. You pick up some guys, you make them dig some earth or lay some bricks or feed them into a meat grinder and send the ones who survive home at the end of the day with a couple of thrones. You ain't in the 20th century no more.
Does my excuse me? Does my servo skull have a camera on it?
Does it?
I'm looking for it.
What is it?
Servos.
What service call is it? If it's a monotask, it won't have.
Utility. Yeah, monotask utility.
I think utility ones don't have them. I think it's like a specific server skull. Server is not a word. What are you talking about, rulebook?
No way to identify the manufacturer or supplier of the modified component.
Wait a minute.
Well, if they could do that, they wouldn't need you now, would they?
Yeah, it's all organic
flesh.
goop. Yeah, it's like a wrangling mass of tentacles. If you want to try and find somebody stamp them, probably would have found it already. What was I doing? I don't even remember
So,
anymore.
any questions that you guys have for Interrogator San?
No, I don't really have anything.
Any pertinent questions?
Don't have any pertinent questions.
Other than the modifications by surgery, are there any other unusual or abnormal abnormalities or unusual findings?
No.
Can I replace all my weak flesh with cybernetics right now? Do we
Think
know
so?
where? Like, so you say he's pretty much curbside labor,
Correct.
and the Tantalus region, is that like a country size, or is that
Hive size, or hive floor size, region size, whatever you want to call it.
When was he laid off?
Section
Like-
of the hive.
like multiple miles?
Yes. He was laid off 60 days ago. I did tell you guys. Let me just go double check again.
Was he found with anything, or was he like clothing, personal objects, or was he naked?
What you see in front of you is what they found.
So he was completely naked when he was dead.
Mm-hmm.
So probably he was a failed experiment that they just dumped?
What was his name?
Soul Arbus.
Yeah, but if they were dumping the body, they wouldn't have dumped it on a mid-hive transit rail. All right,
Would-
we need to inspect the location where the body was found,
Yeah, we need to go there.
and then we need a map. We need to see how far away was his home from where his body was found.
Excellent. If you have a plan, then you may have additional equipment. Look to the side. And he gestures at a bunch of crates that have been stamped with a bunch of different Aquila symbols just sitting in the corner. Open
Awesome.
the storage crates lined against the wall. There has been some equipment prepared for your use.
I head towards the crates and
Yes.
start opening up and seeing
I
what's
start
there.
Inside,
forming
you will find a pass token, one for each of you. These coded devices these coded devices allow you legal clearance to the Korskala division and free passage on transit rail in the mid-hive area. They are not falsified. These are legitimate devices. Do not misplace or lose them.
What is the, other than the free passage on the transit rail and area, what is the area it lets us into? The first bit?
It's it's legal clearance for the Korskarla section of the hive. Incidentally, I have marked you down as mercenaries. You have license to bear small arms.
So is Tantalus like a region within Korskala?
Yeah, remember the hives are enormous. You know, there's billions upon billions upon billions of people inside. The hives have got various sections, you know, kilometers, hundreds of kilometers, thousands of kilometers sometimes across.
Yeah, this one
inside
specifically
of-
had 25 billion, correct?
So
something like that, yeah.
so if the hive is a world, Korskala is a country, and Tantalus is a city.
Tantalus is like a hub area.
It's like a district.
Think of it like a residential district almost.
Think of
Inside
it as
of-
like a suburb in the city.
But okay, so Tantalus exists inside of Korskala.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct, Mundo. In addition to the pass tokens, inside of the box is a Koblast Assay Cognomen, one for each of you. Basically, they're an encrypted metal punch card with identity markers on them. You guys see they're tailored, one for each of you. They have the Enforcer/Mercenary tag, which allows you to carry arms for self-defense. They signify that you guys are bonded agents for the Koblast Assay. You guys know from the briefing that you got before you came here that the Koblast Assay is a Sibyllin mercantile operation of somewhat dubious repute, but with a lot of power, especially economic power. They specialize in tech salvage and manpower services. Manpower services being muscle, but also specialists for various tasks that they rent out to other corporations and government entities and such. So each of you guys have one of these. So you have your day pass, or your pass tokens, I should say, that allow you to travel for free, and you have your punch cards, your identity markers, which are your cover identity. In addition, there is a hand vox for each of you. They're cheap, they're battered, and it's essentially a walkie-talkie with a range of a couple of kilometers inside of the hive.
I'll ask.
Good news being, due to the heavy interference in that area of the hive, Vox traffic is almost impossible to send any long distance, any real distance, or between like hive levels or that kind of thing. The only way to like send information from one hive region to another is by wire station. But at least if you guys have these hand boxes, you can keep in touch with each other over a couple of meters.
I would ask the Inquisitor, are these secure? channels? Or are they just airway?
Due to the enormous amount of interference in the area, it's almost impossible to track Vox traffic on these handvox. In addition, in this crate, there's a set of Hivers overcoats, one for each of you. They're voluminous, they are tattered patchwork leather and canvas high-collared overcoats that are common garb that the low Hivers in Sibyllus wear. And they are pretty easy to fit over most things. They're relatively tough, and they give you 1 point of armor. So you can wear them over flak armor or robes or whatever your character happens.
And they will give you an
But-
additional point of armor.
1 additional point of
Do
armor.
they cover
Neat.
everywhere?
They stack.
They cover everywhere. Yes, they stack. It's basically, so if you're some horrible Ogren, or you've got some kind of Kamikan Dendrite or something that you want to hide so that people don't pick you out of a crowd, you can wear your big coat. Try and be somewhat less conspicuous.
What was the overcoat's name?
A low Hiver's overcoat. Besides the coat, there is also a chem lamp, one for each of you. It's essentially like a little storm lantern / flashlight. They provide an area of about 3 meters of illumination, or about 6 meters with a directed beam of whitish light. And then the last item there's not one for each of you, there's just one. There's a coded data slate. It's a worn-looking, brass-cased data slate with a basic copy of the information in the briefing, as well as a series of maps and data about Corsica. It's currently largely empty. There's a couple of pictures on them and addresses taken from the administrative register, and the slate also has basic short-range audio and visual recording and playback functions. The slate has a 5-digit PIN, and which it gives you guys. If anybody tries to access the slate without the 5-digit PIN, it's wiped. All the information on it is gone.
I will.
He also
Carry
gives
this.
you a biosample kit, which is more of a hopeful afterthought. It's a satchel, inside which you see 3 biostorage tubes and a small bio-auspex with a range of about 1 meter or so. It's currently set for human tissue, and the indicator on the auspex will flash red and whine with increasing volume when in the proximity of anomalous tissue. The kit also comes with a long-bladed razor-edged scalpel, which I suppose you could use as a melee weapon if you want in a pinch. And if one of you is proficient in surgery, you can use this to hack off some bits of the enemy to bring back, or for the investigation target, or various organs to bring back in these little tubes. There's also a pouch with 120 thrones in it for sundries and bride. I'm sure if you need more, you can be resolved.
What did you call that? A
A
sample
biosample.
thing?
A
Biosampler.
biosample kit.
I turn to the Inquisitor and I ask him, is there a map of the hive somewhere that we can copy or download or whatever?
There's one on the data slate that your companion Cogboy has. And let me see if I have this whole thing print now instead of just the one. Honestly, I'm not even going to bother drawing a map because it's going to be...
Huge.
It's a hive.
It's a hive, yeah, it's pointless.
I need every street labeled.
You think it has streets? Half the time you guys are going to be going, like, hip deep through rubbish and rats to get to where you need to be.
Let's get. I'm sure somebody can carry me.
Okay, I want to use the data slate because I just want to have a look, just very quickly, based on the information we have, how far away from his house was the body found? or from his habitat?
Couple of hours.
Okay. How much distance?
I don't think
Hard,
distance
so-
matters.
Because
in
I
a
want to
hive.
know. I want to know what's all between where his body was found and where he lived.
Hive, city blocks, more hive, city block, hab districts, almshouses, priest, ministorum preaching places, factories, run-down buildings, empty buildings, half burnt-down buildings, burnt-down streets, corpses, lots of corpses, shithole. Think Uganda on fire, and then piled on top of each other like a box full of Lego. It's not an ordinary. It's not a orderly city that you're going. You're going to the Underhive or Midhive, I should say.
Well, okay. Let's rephrase this. How many transit stops between where the body was located and his habitat?
72,463.
Fuck.
Well, if he was laid off, he had to be laid off by somebody. I think we should go find his former supervisor.
I think first we should just go where he was. The body was located in, because it's like
Go
he.
see his house first. Go visit his sister. Keep it quiet. Then visit the employer. But first, we need to go. We need to go to where the body was found. It is likely that the local Arbeites might not have been as thorough as they should have been.
So, what is your guys' plan of action? Ippa, you've been very quiet.
My guy's very out of breath. He just stood wheezing in a corner. And I'm also
So-
reading how psychic powers work still.
I see the interrogator. Was the body recovered by the Arbites, or did the Inquisition have anything to do with it? Did they get this from the Arbites or from the location?
The Prefecta Mortem collected the body. We intervened.
Any idea who first found the body? Who reported it? Was it just the mortar themselves?
A hive citizen
Okay.
spotted a unusual bundle. It is not uncommon to find body. Hence the ancient Hallow institution, whose halls you currently reside.
Do we have a name for the hiver that found the body?
Let me have a look.
I don't think their name is relevant, but I suppose we shouldn't.
If we can speak to the person who found the body, they might have taken something as well. It's not uncommon practice.
I've been watching
Would not
some
be
Among
uncommon in a
Us.
hive city.
I've been watching some Among Us YouTube videos, and normally the person who reports the body is the killer. So I think we won.
No, it doesn't seem like there's a given name for the person that found the corpse. The random
Well-
hiver was like, yo, there's a body, and then went on his way to work.
Then let's go. Let's head to where the body was found. We can inspect the scene. It is likely that we won't find much if it was 3 days ago, but we might still find something.
We'll
We still-
probably have to go to the mortician, whatever it was called, to find out where they found it exactly.
We have the location. Body was found on the Midhive transport rail on the way to the main depot.
Okay, that could be like 50 miles.
And was it found in like one of the actual transit cars? Because there's probably like a fucking million of those.
Let me have a look.
I thought it was implied that it was on the tracks.
Yeah, I thought it was like on the dumped off by the rails.
Yes, it's on the rails.
Okay, that makes
It
that
ran to the
easier.
rail 3 days ago as the car returned to the main depot. So, what are your plans of actions? Are you guys just gonna head there and then decide once you get there?
Well, I mean, yeah, we should first go there and investigate the zone because it's. I don't think this guy was walking on his own for too long. So his body was more likely than not dumped there, or he did walk on his own, but not very well.
Yeah,
I mean, he
I'll
was
ask
naked
the
after all.
interrogator, once these implants were installed, how long would it take to become debilitated from rejection?
Unknown. Surgery was performed 8 to 10 days.
So he could have been in recovery for anywhere between 4 to 6 days.
I have a gut feeling that he was just a pump and dump. It was just like, oh, this is a failure, just dump it immediately.
Good luck.
So we should go look at where it was dumped. Find some evidence of how it got there. If our enemies are sloppy, then we might even be close to wherever the surgery was done. But shan't hope.
You boys head to the Twilight City of Koskarla. You use your new pass tokens on the transit rail car. You head over the course of the next 4 or 5 hours deeper into the hive. Increasingly dilapidated and vandalized cars bearing you there, having to switch constantly. Your pass tokens and cognomen are checked by a suspicious magistratum enforcer, dull-eyed carriage servitor, and unctuous-looking official. As your journey progresses, you pass from relatively open spaces and clean air, down and across whole hive level, passed by collapsed finery and the fallen architectural splendors of the good olden day, and through the vast steel sky vaults filled with endless rows of habstacks, kilometer after kilometer of thunderous manufactoria. The further you go, the more depressed, ill-maintained, and decayed things become. These are the lower stretches of the mid-high. Beyond these, no transit rails. Beyond this outer circle is the underhigh, where no law holds sway. Long stretches of this journey spent in the stale, tainted air of the worm-like tunnel passageways within the hive's thick, supporting bone, and in the nameless black voids of deserted spaces between. The car's lights flicker and fail regularly. Alone in a single car, now deserted but for your group, the rattling carriage breaks into another vast, dilapidated hab vault and begins to slow. Look out upon a vista of vacant and decayed buildings in a worse state than any that you have seen up until now, stretching beyond sight into a dark horizon beyond. The rail car shudders to a stop, and the doors open onto a wide, raised platform devoid of passengers, save for a single huddled figure dressed in rags. The figure quickly bundles themselves aboard, flashing a pass to the door mechanism with unseemly haste, and takes up a seat as far from your group as possible. A moment later, a dull, crackling servitor intoned, Koskarla Southern Railhead, passengers to Koskarla to disembark. This conveyance will depart in... This is Koskarla, and you have arrived.
Alright, we disembark and head to where the body was located.
We'll keep an
So-
eye on that shifty guy as well as we leave.
Just kill him. just kill him. He's seen us.
You are now in the inhabited southern portion of the Koskarla division, and you have about 4 hours left of the day cycle. I recommend you use them to your best advantage. What lead will you follow first?
Did that guy also get off the car as well?
Which guy?
The shifty
No, because
guy.
he just got on.
Oh.
He got on the car. He got on and then he got off and then he left.
Wow.
He got on.
That's
he got
very
off,
suspicious.
Got on Soros turnaround.
he got on, got off watching you, and then got on the car again.
Okay.
No, but he's on the car. Yes. So, which lead will you boys follow up first?
The body.
Yeah, let's go check out where the body was found.
Okay. Screek, 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 screek. Let me try and scroll down to see if there's a specific spot or if you guys even know where the body is.
Do we got one of those hand-powered rail cars we can use to traverse?
Lel.
Isn't that called just
Okay.
being a mechanicus boy?
You guys start making your way to the transit railhead. It is hard going. The hive itself down here is just the worst. It's the absolute worst. Kuskarla has the feel of a buried and abandoned city, shrouded in darkness beneath a steel sky. It is a cold and empty place, where whole tenements and habstacks are blackened by fire, or stare silently 100 vacant smashed windows. While ancient and seemingly purposeless columns and arches of black granite soar high into the darkness. The power supply is poor, and the street lamps along the main thoroughfare flicker and cast a pale twilight, while refuse and debris clogs the alleyway, where shapeless and half-hidden forms of dread, and perhaps worse, haunt. The skyline near the southern portion of the district is crisscrossed by overhead rail lines of the Cibelo's mass transit network, which clatters and sparks intermittently throughout the cycle. Far above, in the high shadowed skies, the periodic exhalations and clamor of the hive's vast air processing network is muted into distant thunder, the action of which materializes later at ground level, as squalls of sudden chill wind and the occasional curtain of dirty rain that lasts too briefly to wash the grime from the streets. There are people here in Kuskarla, thousands of them, in fact, but they're so swallowed up by the vast and darkened spaces around them that they seem very few, nor do they linger outdoors, rushing silently to their destinations with their collars turned up and their heads firmly down. They are disheveled, threadbare, and have the look of frightened men and women determined to get on with life the best they can. So, you guys make your way on foot, you say, to the next location, which is going to be the rail transit. Okay, so first thing is, what speed will you be moving at to get to where you want to go?
Full sprint.
No, just a normal speed, I assume. Like
A brisk pace.
A careful what? Brisk pace?
whatever speed and. Well, I mean, we're obviously gonna look weird here, so.
The inconspicuous speed.
So the people here were kind of. You said people were running around pretty, like, kind of quick-like. So we should probably, like, emulate that and just kind of move, like, with a slightly hurried pace. Try and, like, blend in as best as we can.
Well, if we're all wearing those beautiful low-hivers overcoats, we should look fairly identical to most other people.
Oh, sure. But if everybody else is just kind of, like, going about, like, at maximum, walking speed, and we're just, like, sauntering around like Billy Badasses, it's gonna look like we're, obviously not from here, or we're gonna, like, what's the
Stand out.
saying? Yeah, stand out like a sore thumb.
We're gonna match the pace of the locals.
Alrighty. Over the next hour, you work your way towards the transit rail where this person was found, the transit rail. The railhead consists of 3 raised metal transit rails held up by 100 meters off the ground by an ornate skeletal framework of riveted girders and beams. A cluster of huge metal platforms, winches, hoists, gear houses, signal box, and so on make up the embarkation area, while a score of wide metal spiral staircases and gantries provide access to the division's ground level. Clearly built to accommodate thousands of passengers at a time, the railhead now has a barren and empty look. Rust and decay clings to everything. Windows are smashed, the paint flaking. Signs that once contained inspirational slogans for the workers that passed this way have all been vandalized or torn down. The railhead lies ahead of you, boys. What do you want to do?
Is there any like police line tape of the murder they just picked up and thrown in a wheelbarrow?
It's
Pretty
like
much.
the 7 millionth murder that day.
Pretty much.
Is it? What's the light conditions like?
Koskarla is perpetually in twilight. It is low. The illumination is awful. The infrastructure is garbage. Everything is smeared with grime. It basically looks like a very dark, overcast day permanently.
And I'm gonna blink a couple of times and activate my photo contacts.
Okay, what do those do?
They let me see in the dark. It's like dark vision.
Nice. Okay. Fantastic. So, how do you guys want to go about investigating this gigantic rail network point? Transit railhead?
Are there any workers around?
No. It is completely deserted.
Can I attempt to tap into the warp and try and find like any
Oh god.
recent dead holes?
Sure, let me have a look.
I remember when Griff said, warp is something, like warp power should be something you use as only when you have no other
This isn't my
choice.
psycho powers. This is just Sinisians.
Sure.
So I was looking through here to see if there's anything for the Sinisians.
Well, I was going to suggest that we use that bio-auspex thing and see if there's anything within range that would be picked up as abnormal tissue.
It has like a meter range.
Run around the place real quick.
Saying, it's literally a thing you point at a piece of meat and go, "That human?"
I'm sorry.
No, it's no problem.
Are there any like open-looking pipes, or like kind of like sewer heads that are like spewing out shit, or anything that looks like it could work as a passage for people who don't want to be seen?
Sure, make a scrutiny check for
Oh
me.
boy, I am very bad at that. You don't understand how bad I am at that. That's a no. That's exactly the opposite of what I needed. That's hang on. That is
No.
8 degrees of failure.
You are lucky that you still have eyes. No, you don't see anything that would give you
I don't see
sewer
anything.
access. What are the rest of you guys doing?
Doc says, I doubt they would have carried the body out on their shoulder. I doubt they had a rail car to extract it. They must have driven something in here, or wheeled a cart. Someone should check for tire prints in the. Is this all paved, or is it like broken up rock where you could see footprints or tire prints?
Dirt, pavement, concrete. It's like a mixture. The hive has shifted and settled over the millennia, so there's huge cracks running through a lot of the floor masonry. There's a thick coating of dust, grime, and dirt in places. There's rusted metal grids and flooring. It's like a big mishmash. Remember, this entire thing is suspended, hey? It's hundreds of meters off the ground, like the actual rail.
And how big is this? How big is the actual ramp?
Big. Like, it's set so that you can load thousands of workers onto it.
I rolled a 99 to look for.
It's very difficult to convey the sheer scale of how big a hive is. I'm sorry, I'm not doing a very good job of it. Hives are fucking.
No, I'm just trying to think the size. Given the size of this platform,
They're
can
like
I try and make a.
Take like every station platform on planet Earth and staple it together. Like that's how big the single area is.
I'm trying to think what would be how would be a good way to go about trying to identify likely spots where the body.
Well,
because we know the body was dumped on this platform, but there's no easy way to see where exactly on this platform. Correct?
Mm-hmm. No, ask me. Ask your fellow.
Am I picking anything up with my brain?
No, sir. Just the faint, oppressive, general dreariness that is life in shithole. Like the general psychic cloud that hangs over the populace of oppressed.
Is there anybody else on this platform here with us, or is it just our group at the moment?
Make a scrutiny check for me.
So what's the difference between, like, when would you use scrutiny and when would you use perception or awareness?
Awareness is more for like passive perception, almost, you want to call it.
Do I add anything to it or deduct anything to it?
Straight scrutiny chest. You're trying to see if anybody sneaky breaky around there.
Woohoo! 25 and my scrutiny is 38.
Amongst the how would I say? Among the gantries and winches and hoists, you see a humanoid form in very, very tattered and dirty clothing, busy working at what looks to be a control room or box of some kind, door, whirring away at it at the moment, trying to get inside. Several dozen meters above you.
Is there an easy way to get up there?
Oh yeah, you can start climbing.
Does,
Start climbing the gantries.
does he look like he's supposed to be getting into that door?
He looks like a complete homeless drig. Doesn't look like an official from what you can tell at this distance.
There's either got to be a dispatch center that was made aware of this, or the Arbites who picked up the body should have coordinates, data log that we could procure from them.
Oh, the people who picked up were the whole Mordo people, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, our Arbites plus dead people dying probably happens all the time. So I'm not sure if they even have logs of where. Also, where the exact location of the body is less important as to how could have somebody brought a body to this location without being seen. Like, I assume even though people dying constantly is like a common thing, but I don't think somebody carrying a naked dead body is a thing, though.
Yes, unless you're a mortuary cult member.
Yeah.
Unless you're supposed to be carrying dead bodies.
Oh, unless he walked here and collapsed. Unless he managed to make his way to the station under his own power and collapsed here.
That's also possible.
On this platform, given its size, I'm assuming that there are multiple rail lines running through it.
Quite a few,
Correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
On the day of... No, actually, no, never mind that. Don't worry about that. What I wanted to ask is, looking around, can I see any obvious or comparatively recent any blood splatter or any sign of
Make
yeah.
Make a scrutiny test for me with minus 60.
Jesus. Okay, so there's no way I'm gonna make that because that means I have to roll like 0.
It's a vast field of dirt and grime with a crime scene.
No, I didn't.
It's going to be quite tricky.
No, don't worry. I didn't scrutinize anything.
Maybe we should go up to the... Oh, I should do my voice. Maybe we should go up to that control box and see if there's a security system we can look at.
The control box that has the Drake next to it.
There might be cameras.
That's a good point.
I will begin ascending. Was it like a ladder or stairs?
Ladder, stairs, hopping from girder to girder, climbing up the occasional pipe from handhold to handhold. Definitely not Ohasa approved.
I'll stay down here.
It's a control box that doesn't have a There's stairs going up to it. How are you supposed to
What,
control
what,
from up
what
there?
part about a dilapidated shithole that hasn't been maintained in centuries do you not understand? It may have had stairs at some point, but no longer.
Basically, if you've ever seen pictures of Soweto in South Africa, this place probably makes Soweto look like, the Hamptons.
No, Soweto
something.
still looks pretty great. Soweto looks pretty great in comparison to this.
Yeah, so I'm saying this place makes Soweto look like the Hamptons.
Alrighty, make a. Is climb actually a skill? Sorry.
It's acrobatics.
No.
Make an acrobatics check.
or
for me.
athletics, I suppose.
Plus 20 to get up there. It's a fairly routine climb, or else people wouldn't do.
Should probably warn that homeless man. Or we could just blast him.
Yeah, that's like
Terrible.
3 or 4 degrees of failure.
Oh god.
As you put your foot out to start the climb, you don't give it much thought, and you just pretty much put your foot entirely through a pipe that is so badly rusted it has just barely maintained its integrity by
Are there
chance
any
more than construction.
And as we look out, the power to half the head block goes out.
Are there any cables that come from the control box, like a power line or communication line, in a conduit or whatever?
Make a perception tick for me. We'll say it's a fair plus 10 because you're a tick boy.
Fail.
You glance around. You're not entirely sure where the cabling would be. It's a pretty good chance that it might have been jury rigged or moved from its original design template, judging by how crappy this area is.
This unit appears to be unpowered.
Maybe someone should shout to that homeless guy, see how he got up there. He might know some stairs.
And as you guys say that, you see a hear of slam, and you see the door that had been jiggling. He'd now managed to open, and he slipped inside and shut it behind him.
Oh, now we can't ask him.
Oh well. So how did he get up there? Is there just a haphazard collection of things?
Correct.
Well, let me try and climb that. If I do it carefully, do I get a plus to something?
Yeah, it's plus 10.
Can I just tell my servo skull to float up there and look for a camera, a port or
What
something?
kind of server skull is it?
Utility.
What utility server skull do you have? Sorry, I'm not familiar with all the server skulls.
Utility just is the tech one.
What does it do?
Allows you to use tech use, I think.
Utility. This skull is equipped with probes, plugs, and tools to aid in technical tasks. The character gains the benefit of a combi tool as long as the servo skull is nearby and active.
Yeah, no, if it doesn't have a camera or optical mechanic or something, it's going to be difficult, unfortunately.
I rolled a 23. That is no degrees. Oh no, wait, plus 1. It is 1 degree of success.
All right.
Acrobatics.
You monkey your way up to the top over the course of the next few minutes, relatively carefully, and find yourself standing on a very thin metal grate with a door in front of you, leading into what is quite clearly either some kind of control box or Vox caster box or some kind of utility room for this rail concourse.
Okay, I just knock on the metal door.
Did you take a 50-foot hemp rope with you?
I did not know.
All right. It's quiet for a while, and then you hear a voice. Who is it?
It's me, your boy.
Is this how the Empress Priest now welcome the congregation? It's me, your boy. Okay.
Well, actually, yeah, it's me, your boy, your priesty. Here to spread the good Emperor's word, and also, what are you doing up here? I don't think you're supposed to be up here.
Flavor.
Make a fellowship test.
Which
I was
one?
sort of like halfway expecting this. Some kind of Latin chanting or something.
Let's do charm, I guess, since
Okay.
you're trying to be a good boy.
Yes, that is 3 degrees of success.
3 degrees of success. I'm Raul. Your priestliness.
Hello, my name is Ariel. So, what you doing?
Looking for some place to sleep.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Have you been around these places for the past 3 days?
No.
No? You sure?
Yes.
Nah, that doesn't sound very sure. Oh, because we're just asking, because, my, distant cousin, we heard he got murdered around here? Deceive.
Deceive.
Maybe they are related.
Maybe they are related.
Do I
Sorry,
get
how-
any pluses or anything for attempting to deceive him?
I'll say you get a plus 20 because it's through a door, so you can't see your face.
Oh
And
god.
also, why
yeah,
would a priest lie?
I rolled a 60 and my deceive is 40, so that's exactly what I needed.
Exact pass. Sure. Let's say. Sorry, I'm just looking through the list of stuff the locals know. See what pertinent information this fellow would know, considering the area that he's been in for the past few days. Sorry.
He was specifically, he was naked, and I'd want to know why he was that. Something
Did he actually
fishy happened.
say that?
Well, yeah, sure.
You talking about Soul?
Wait, can I dig through my character's memory? Is that his name?
Yeah, that's the guy's name.
Yeah, that guy. Distant cousin.
Oh. Yeah, I heard of him.
Yeah, why was he dead naked here?
I don't know.
Do you know where he might have been? That he'd be naked?
I don't know. Since the Combine sold off so many of the indentures and the blackout fires, the whole district's gone to ruin.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I sort of vox up to what's his face. Ask him how he knows Saul. How does he know of him? Is he a friend? Is he
Yeah, how do you know Saul? You friends?
No, just seen him at the Arms House once or twice. Some weeks I don't know how I'd get by without the Arms House and them food.
Yeah, it's a thing. So I heard he got
yeah. It's a sad thing.
Yeah. Fuck the poor.
very sad. Emperor's blessings and all that. Unfortunate. So how did he get fired from being indentured servitude?
Oh, I don't know. We weren't friends or anything.
Okay.
It sounds like this guy isn't appreciative of all the Emperor has given him.
I'm not gonna put him on the burn for no reason. So yeah, you don't know anything what happened to him? Do you know anybody who might?
I think he had a sister or brother.
He had a sister. Know anybody else
And a
who might have
cousin,
known him?
apparently.
I don't know. I was just trying to find a place to sleep.
I holler up. Or actually, no, I'll use the Vox priest unit. Do you see any screens or cogitators up there that could be interfaced with?
I just look at the still closed door and just like for a few seconds, it's like, no.
Open the door.
Hey, what was your name again?
I'm sorry, Dave. I can't do
Raoul.
that right now.
Yeah, sorry, Raoul. Sorry, my memory's a little bit shot. It's all the dirt, dust, and atmosphere is bad. Do you mind if I open the door and take a look inside? See what the control stuff in here is like.
Please stay out.
I'm not gonna come inside. I just want to open the door and take a look inside. One of my friends down there wants to know, for some reason, wants to know if there's screens and things.
I'm sorry. I know you says you're a priest, but I'm gonna keep it locked.
Flamer through the letterbox.
Since I saw the way Priest Man went up, can I try to climb again, knowing where to
You
step?
can climb as many times as you want, my friend.
Do I get any more bonuses for knowing where is stable now, since I paid very close attention to where Letty
It
went?
says plus 20, sure. It's a routine climb.
So, Raoul, do you also know of anybody who might have been around here 3 days ago?
Sorry, hold on for a sec. What was that, random?
It was like 90 something.
You
like,
bail off the planet.
You're a chunky boy. You've got like so many mech and dendrites and metal bits in you that you're just so goddamn heavy. Like when you try and put your feet in the same place where the priest does, you like end up snapping a lot of the.
Don't you even feel the slightest bit guilty for damaging the Omnissiah's gifts?
No, this is a good lesson in what happens when you do not perform the correct rituals daily. This is, in fact, all heretical nonsense and should be destroyed.
Scotchman's coming up to help.
You try again. Are you going to try and help Scotchman? Scotchman going to try and help the tick
No,
boy?
I'm trying to get up myself.
Oh god. Okay, Scotchman, go.
I did not make it.
How many degrees of failure?
You got a plus 20, yeah?
Yes.
Then 1.
You make it about halfway up. Try again. It's a continuous action.
So out of breath.
I'm gonna keep inspecting the platform.
Sure.
Just like I want to check out. Sort of. Just one question: when the body was found, was it on the? You said it was on the rails, or was it on the platform?
On the rails.
I rolled a 90, which is very bad. So I'm going to use
How many
a fate
degrees of
point.
failure?
I'm going to use a fate point.
Damn.
Because I don't want to fall to my death.
Aw.
What is agility? Acrobats?
Okay, I rolled 1 point under what I need. I rolled a 42 and I need a 41.
You step onto like a pipe, like you're like halfway up, and the whole pipe just slowly starts bending, and you're like, and you just like slowly start sinking back towards the ground until you're like standing on the floor again, like with this whole pipe section just like bent out of shape under your enormous weight.
But by the time we're done, all the structure that Lay needs to get down will be gone.
Look, Tech Priest,
I've
brought you a pipe. I brought you a pipe to get halfway up. Scotchman is helping.
I will try again.
Use my pipe.
82.
Again, just like put your foot through like another pipe, and you guys just hear in the distance like a something get like flung off in the distance as a pressure change caused by all these pipes getting fucked up. Like causes a pressure change.
At some
just,
point
like,
we're actually going to set off some kind of alarm here.
Alarm? I think there's alarms here anymore. Also, in the name of the Emperor, please stop breaking. Stop.
I feel wet this time. Let's climb up the same pole together.
Okay.
We'll counterbalance it.
So, since we're helping each other, we get an advantage.
Plus 30.
Right?
Plus 30, sure.
This is acrobatics? Or just some straight agility?
I
or
failed by 7 points.
I failed by like 28 points.
2 degrees of failure. Fuck it. Between the two of you, you eventually manage to work your way to the top. Cracking every pipe on the way. Like, by the time you get there, like, the grids that these people use, foot punch through. Pipes, bent. Rivets, popped out. Structure, falling apart.
So in other words, there is no way for them to get back down.
let's just say that
there's
if it was normally
always-
a routine to get up there's no way a routine for them to get up there anyway anymore.
There's always one way to get down.
You are now on the same platform with your priest companion in front of the locked steel door.
I say, step aside, priest unit.
Why did you waste all that time trying to get up here?
Because you
I
cannot,
hear the voices outside. What's going on?
No, you don't. It's your
because
brain.
you cannot
being
figure
drunk
out
and
doors.
If you open the door, I'm gonna shoot.
You don't have a
He's
gun.
got a gun.
Stay out of my house.
He's got a shooter.
God damn it, Tech Priest, why?
That is ill-advised.
Are there-
Flesh unit.
Are there any
You will
windows like around the place?
You glance around, and there is a window on the side, like looking down, like a really grimy window looking down on the platform, if you want to call it that, and up at the rail. But there's no like walkway or anything in front of it. It's like a sheer wall that if you look, hook your head out the right side and look along the side of it, you can see there's a window.
Can I lean far enough to look in?
Sure. The
Make
windows
it.
are not very clean. It's quite hard to see inside in the dirty half-light that you guys are in. But you see in the one corner a
vision.
darkened form in robes, just kind of like scrunched as far away from the door as possible, and he is pointing something metallic at the door, some kind of tube or
I'd go back. He's definitely got a gun of some sort.
and he looks very scared.
He looks kind of scared. Maybe
Priest
we should
unit,
just burn him
please. No, do not burn. You might damage the holy equipment inside.
But I'm not burning anything. I'm just here talking to Raoul, making friends, now you've scared the shit out of him.
Please go away!
What is inside that could even be... Raoul, is there anything inside there?
I'm here!
Like anything that looks like something a tech priest might be interested in? Because I've got a very... I don't know what word to use him. Angry? Tech priest outside here. Tech priest, do you know what Adeptus Mechanicus?
I guess I don't know anything.
I hold up the box. Just tell him it's a goddamn cog boy.
A cogboy? Do they know cogboy more than... These
That
weird
is a
survivors are
racial
weird.
slur I do not appreciate.
There's a cogboy outside here. He's very wants to dock with all the machinery inside there for some reason.
That name has been deemed heretical
No, it
by the
hasn't.
Mechanicus.
Well,
The Omnisaya is
Oh,
very
all of
angry
you,
with you.
only you go away from the door, and I'll leave, and then you go inside. You get down on the ground.
We can't. We broke all the pipes. We're stuck up here.
We,
oh my
we
god.
live here
Make
now.
a-
Please, we need help.
Make a charm test for me, Hippo. Like a
Oh my god.
Charm. Okay. Do I get any
Here we go,
bonuses to
boys.
charm?
Fellows of the Inquisition. Sure, plus 10. Why not?
I'm just trying to be doing what
Wow,
my
I
character
actually passed! I needed to roll under 25 for that plus 10. I rolled a 23.
The door clicks open, and you see a very grimy face glance out at you. Hair in long, dirty, oily, literally like black car oil, like matted mess looking at you. And you see the barrel of some kind of weapon held in very shaky hands in between this tiny crack in the door pointed at you.
Ugh.
You should drop
Can I
the
tell
gun,
what kind
lad.
of gun is it? Is it just like a shitty little auto pistol, or is it a hand cannon?
It's not that fancy.
It's a pipe that happens to
It's a pipe
propel
pistol.
things.
It's a pipe that happens to propel things. Is the most accurate
Has
way you can think of it. It's an improvised weapon. All right. One condition. You got anything to eat?
Do we have anything to eat?
I don't know. Did anyone bring any food?
I've got a pocket full of donuts, but they're mine.
How much
a couple of
food
low
would
sticks.
thrown by him?
Sorry, what's that, lady?
How much food would a singular thrown by him?
A singular throne. Well, 6 to 12 thrones, depending on your skill level, is what you pay in a week. So a day's money, basically.
Give him a throne, because I assume I'm probably here, like, jammed behind some kind of door at the moment.
Who took the money out of that box?
Oh
I
god, we
didn't.
left it.
I've got it.
I hope you're really good at flicking.
So if you would retreat to the ground level, Citizen Roll, our compatriot will give you money for food.
Yeah, you see the Arbite down
Like
there. He'd give you the money. He's an Arbite.
When you say Arbite, Raoul slams the door in your face.
Shit.
Oh wait, no, he's not an Arbite. He's a ace.
Too late. He slammed the door in your face when he said Arbite.
You
I don't want nothing to do with any of those! Stay away from me!
All
I'll
right,
kill every one of you!
Oh, I can do stuff if you want me to do stuff.
don't do stuff. I don't think he even knows. I don't think there's anything useful inside of that room.
You don't even
When-
know what I can do.
No, I don't. But I don't want to know what you do.
when he pointed the pipe at us, did I see like, is there a fire? Is it just like a pipe, like bludgeoning pipe, or is it actual a improvised pistol?
It's hard to tell, you know, how good
Can I do, like,
a
a-
grubby he is, and sure, make a tick knowledge. What would it be? Knowledge. Fuck, I don't know. Mechanicus, whatever. Good
Also,
enough.
let's not all share who we are, because we are supposed to, protect others.
It was a bazooka.
Yeah, just like a routine, like +10 test. What did you roll?
I rolled a 98.
Jesus, your dice are cursed.
Oh shit! It's the last cannon.
Is that routine, like, +30 or something?
It doesn't
It-
matter. I rolled a 98.
Yeah, you
plus
don't like
60.
Ah,
It's definitely a weapon of some kind.
It definitely shoots stuff.
Roll.
It's an improvised
please.
weapon. It's a non-standard pattern improvised weapon.
It is heretical. It deviates from the Mars pattern standard.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at right now. But no, I think he has a fucking multi-melta.
Wait, he's got a melter.
It's still heretical because it's of an unknown configuration.
I'm listening random.
Cicero, please initiate calm down procedures. You are being irrational.
He talks weird. Tell him to go away.
He can. He's stuck up here.
Well, leave however you're gonna leave. I'm gonna start shooting at the door. I'm warning you.
How thick is this door?
Like thin metal, like a couple of centimeters.
The equipment you brandished in front of us is not a sufficient caliber to penetrate this door.
You're quiet from inside. You just use bigger words than he has heard in his entire life. Please tell him to go away. It's a man's house. It's a man's house.
This is not your designated living area. You are here illegally. This can be overlooked and not reported if you simply
Who are you
Exit
gonna report it
peacefully.
to?
I don't know.
The Emperor.
He's easily confused, it seems.
I'm gonna tell the Emperor on you. I'm gonna get you done.
Quiet from inside. You guys think you hear sobbing. You're pretty
Well, if
sure you
he's-
hear sobbing.
If he's crying, his vision's blurred, and he's gonna have a hard time shooting.
There's only one way out, and that's to join the Emperor. You know what to do, Raoul.
I
Oh, test.
Make a what test?
Make a charm test.
Do I get any pluses?
No.
I'm okay.
You don't get any pluses for convincing a man to kill himself. Just terrified out of his mind.
Can I use a fate point to add +10?
Oh, what?
Sure.
Then I pass.
Okay, it's your second fate point for the day.
Yeah.
You guys, Blam!
Alright, it's
Jeez.
clear. I go in the door.
Okay, why did you do that?
Well, he's
The
no
door is
longer a
full.
problem. Someone open this door. I'm
I'll-
I'm incredibly
I'll
strong.
pull up my multi-key and unlock the door.
You could've
I'm
literally
assuming that from where I was down there, I could hear the gunshot.
Oh yeah, you can hear the gunshot.
Okay, does it look like the gunshot triggered any like proximity alarms or alerts for the local Arbeites precinct or anything like that?
You have a lot of faith.
They
in
wouldn't
those
necessarily respond, but you know.
No.
The Arbeits don't respond to one gunshot.
They just send the moratorium around. A
Is there
routine,
any-
security check since you're not under threat or hurried in any fashion? You can take your times plus 30.
Okay, I pass. Like
Is your name
2
actually
degrees, it
Bob?
actually says.
You pop it open.
Yes.
You push open the metal, or pull on the metal door. No, push on the metal door. Sorry, brain.
I kind of step to the side and push it open just to make sure that he shot
Interior
himself.
is filled with grime, dust, dirt, graffiti, and a lot of defaced equipment and plaques and brass and stuff that is tarnished over the year. In the corner, you see a pile of rags with a dark pool of liquid spreading out from it towards the center of the room. The corner in the back now covered in the remains of Raoul's brain, hair, little pieces of bone embedded in the wall. His body now far scrawnier and smaller than he looked when he was alive, missing most of his head above his ears.
I'll point the the bio aspects at him.
It's human.
Well, I give him his last rites. It's only fair.
Sure. You gently lay to rest. Poor Raoul.
Try and
Move his
eat his
body,
soul.
reposition it. You see that he appears to be a young juvie, probably 14 or 15 years old. That is now no longer with us. Sorry, Hippo. what did you say
Wow,
you tried
Hippo!
to
It
do?
wasn't just enough to get him. You got a kid to kill himself.
I try and consume his soul to gain power.
Christ.
Tell you what, what's your psyker taste to try and do stuff like that? Let me go have a look.
Oh god, don't tell me you
Just make
actually
him roll
tried to
pills
consume
of the
his
wall.
soul.
Let's see if you can try and do something. Actually, excellent.
Stone.
Hippo, make a psychic power test, please.
Oh, thank fuck I'm not in that. Thank fuck I'm not in that office right now.
Oh, I need to get to the bit about psychic tests.
So you need to make a what was it? It's power test. So it's willpower modified by the difficulty. So willpower minus 60, and the effective psi rating that you're doing it at.
I'll just do it at 1 psi rating, and that'll give me plus 10.
Alrighty,
So you're doing this at a negative 50?
pretty much.
What could go wrong?
Is it even possible?
No.
Well, hopefully you don't fail by 4 or more.
I rolled a 47, so it's 37 with my plus 10.
Unfortunately, it does not seem you are capable of devouring his souls. However, it does trigger some psychic phenomena, though.
Oh no!
Oh god, no. Oh, Emperor, no.
Hippo, roll 5d10 for me, please. Oh, Random, you're inside the building, aren't you? Oh no.
I'm also probably inside the building as well. Hello.
No, I said I opened the door, standing outside in case he was still shooting.
A 24!
Okay, so the only people, the ones inside are Lady and Hippo. Yeah, their windows explode as you try and do that, Hippo. Showering the interior with glass as jagged shrapnel drives into your bodies. You two aren't wearing helmets, are you?
No.
What,
I'm wearing devil robes, though.
you said the jacket covers all, so I
One.
yeah, I've got 4 armor on the head then.
Alrighty. Let's roll a d10, both of you, for me, and then Merhavet. Let's see if you guys take some glass to the face.
7.
7, not bad.
What's that?
10.
10, so half. So 3 for you, Hippo, and 5 for you, Lydia.
Does
You take
nothing to
5
me.
points of damage and 3 points of damage, respectively, to the face.
Does
Well,
nothing.
my armor is to the head is 5, so
So, yeah, the robes and everything managed to soak enough of the shard so that you don't die, as the glass just shatters and warps. And now, with all these shards embedded in you, luckily not managing to pierce the outer hide of your equipment you're wearing, you see, looking down at the reflections, all of them showing the swirling pink, purple void, each shard on the ground for a few moments, lighting up the interior of this dim, gritty building before fading away.
heresy.
Whoa!
Three.
Whoa! I think that kid might have been a psyker. It's a good thing we got him to brain himself.
The thief against Liddy's. What is that?
What would that be?
It's either awareness or scrutiny. It's one of the
I
two.
think it's scrutiny.
I think it's scrutiny.
Deceive, you say?
What about ink? What is inquiry?
Oh, it
used
might be
for?
that.
Oh, it might be inquiry. Yeah. Sorry, I'm just going to check quickly.
Okay.
There's so many skills I haven't used in forever. I haven't used the system since 2016. Give me a sec.
Is it
No.
tech use?
21. 1 degree of success.
Well, I mean, I rolled an 82, so it doesn't matter what it is. It's multiple degrees of failure.
Well, Liddy, you're gonna get a. Actually, it'll cancel each other out. Yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like he's telling the truth.
We should burn the body.
Well,
I assume from the conversation actions that the subject is deceased and no longer a threat.
well, it shouldn't be unless something else happens, Mr. Psycho.
Yeah, I know. You can't believe he was a psyker.
Ah, sure, of course. I mean, even though I didn't, he
Yeah.
seemed to be telling the truth. I can still have like latent suspicions.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. You totally.
I have yet to inform anyone that I'm a psyker. I've just said I can do stuff.
Actually, you did when you
Except you
introduced
didn't-
yourself. You introduced
I
yourself as
did, didn't I? I'm a
Psycho second
psyker.
class.
You
No, it's family name.
also, like I said earlier, you're plastered in what are effectively warning I'm a psyker like labels. I mean, not anymore, but you were before.
They're
'Cause now
fashion
you're wearing
badges.
the robes. I can read.
So
No,
random.
you can't.
The interior of the
You
structure that you
can't.
have so dearly wished to gain access to. You see, has got a couple of public wire and Vox terminus, which have been deliberately vandalized and smashed.
Heresy.
Yes, it's called Dark Heresy. This will be a thing. There will be a lot of heresy in general.
It was probably this kid.
Can I take like the front panel off to like get on the insides? 'Cause I'm assuming they did
Sure.
dismantle it and ventilate. They just like probably hit
No,
it
they
with
just
a
took
crowbar or
like
something.
they just took like a sledgehammer to it. Yeah, smashed it.
Can from the insides, can I make a tech use to tap into the system? See if it's still, if it's completely
Sure.
wrecked or information is salvageable.
Well, it's a Vox terminus, so sure. Make a sure plus 20. Why not? You're just chilling.
So it's a Vox terminus. This means that it was just purely used for communication.
Used for yelling at people on the platforms. Get off my lawn! Get on your train!
89, 37 out of 89. So 5 degrees of success?
Yeah, you managed to wire it back together. Do you want to say something?
Do I hear anything?
You're a...
It's a loud hailer, tech man.
No, it is not Priestman.
I
It is a Vox
I point-
unit.
Priestman, it's obvious you're out your element here.
sure I am, but I point to the floating, loud hailer I have next to me. It's It looks like the same as fine. The tech priest is raised.
As you turn to him and say, "No, it's not," you hear suddenly the thunderous voice of your tech priest compatriot repeated dozens of times on the exterior, scaring the bejesus out of you, Mr. Arby, standing at the bottom as you hear the thunderous declaration from your tech priest. Yeah, you're pretty sure it's a loudhailer now.
Loudhailer is a designation for personal units. This is a station-wide distribution of information terminal.
And did you glean anything important, Mr.
You
Tech
guys are
Priest?
literally standing outside because this thing is just like picking up all the audio in there. This whole argument is just getting broadcast at like 50 decibels across like hundreds of kilometers.
I still can't believe this kid was a sucker.
Oh God!
Please shut it down. This is going tits up.
While they're carrying on with their argument, on the platform down here, have any trains or transit carriages come through in the time we've been here? Does this station show any sign that it's actually still very active at all? Because when we got here, there was nobody here.
It's a very astute question. No trains have come in. In fact, tell you what, make a intelligence check plus 30, since you have the data slate, access to the data slate and the munitions.
Any particular skill I'm looking at, or just straight intelligence?
Straight intelligence. Straight intelligente.
Plus 30, you said.
Mm-hmm. You can also now open up that handout that I uploaded a little bit earlier if you guys want to have a look at it.
Balls. I missed it by I had 73. I needed 63. Oh well.
That's enough to glean some information. You realize that other than the rails coming in that you rode, well, this rail that you yourself also rode to the drop-off location, there are only two ways out of this area, or out of this region, if you want to call it that. The rail system, and then the main arterial route deeper into the hive itself.
Okay, I want to go and check out. We know that the body was found on the rails. So, how many rail lines are on this platform?
A lot of them. They look like tangled spaghetti in places, as these carts go past each other. Some of them hanging from the rail, some of them running on top of the rail, as they disentangle and head off into various arteries deeper into the hive itself.
What I'm looking for is a rail that is not that doesn't appear to be in use. Because if the body was dumped on the rails, my thinking is as follows: if the body was dumped on the rails, with all the transit cars, they're not stopping at this station, but they are going through, like you say, they're back and forth. It looks like spaghetti trails and everything.
Correction,
that means that the body would have been eviscerated. Sorry?
Well, correction, they do sometimes stop at this station.
Yeah, but if the body had been left on the rails, if it had been left on a rail that's active, it would have been eviscerated. It would have been turned into like chunks of spaghetti by now. So what I'm trying to see is like which rail line or which rail lines are either seeing far less use or no use.
Make a tick use for me, please. As unfortunately, rail lines are not really your area of expertise, Mr. Deathworld.
I did it! Tech use 13 and 13.
Okay. You see a couple of different ones that look like they have a thicker coating of dust on them. They stretch out before you and above you and around you, heading in various directions.
How many lines appear to be in this state? Just
about 2-3 dozen of them.
Okay.
Is there any equipment up here besides the loudhailer? I mean, not the not loudhailer.
No.
Anywhere? This is a big building with a microphone in it. Okay.
Yes. It's where your priest sits and yells at your congregation. Or your labor happinizer. So, time passes.
Are
You
there
guys have now
any-
spent an hour investigating this malarkey. It is getting darker.
Okay, I think we need to head back to our accommodations for the night and just review what we found.
What
And
accommodations?
We had 4 hours here.
Yeah, you still have 3 hours of daylight remaining.
So yeah, we have 3 hours.
I thought it was.
Well,
Is there anything up here like schedules or like
A lot of
train schedules?
Quite a few. Most of them appear to be from different time periods in the past couple of 100 years of the hive. Most of them yellowed and moth-eaten, covered in grime, torn in places, vandalized. None of them look recent.
Yeah, I'll disable the loud hailer. And I guess destroy it since it's been the rights have not been used to maintain it.
All right, you
And I think
disassemble
we
your
should
work.
burn this building down since it's just full of all kinds of heresy.
Good luck with that. I start haphazardly climbing my way down.
Okay, you make your way down to the ground again. Far easier to come down now. For some reason, like most of the pipes have been smoothed out into like this nice fireman's, like pole that you can go down. I don't know why. It wasn't like that when you came up, but
Who knows why? They definitely wasn't wanting them to do the whole thing.
Nope. Who knows?
Scotch,
You weren't here.
Scotch Bow's following him down.
Is the weapon the boy had? Is it an improvised gun?
Yes.
I use
Improvised
the torch on my Dendrite to melt it down since it is tech heresy before I leave.
He melted down into a slump of slag.
Oh no, Griffin disconnected.
Did he have a few hundred guilt on him?
300 guilt? Really? No, he did not.
He definitely had some guilt on him, though.
I thought guilt would be on you guys, not on him.
Well, that was kind of my intention, but it didn't work.
So, what are you guys doing? What is your next in lead that you would like to try and investigate, friends?
Well, we can either go to his sister, or we can go to where he used to live.
Well, you said there's only 3 ways out of here, right?
2, yeah.
Oh, only
The
2. So the
rail-
way
the
we
rail
came in another
The rail
way.
system and the main arterial tunnel going deeper into the hive.
But that's a giant ass like main thoroughfare.
Yeah,
Tunnel.
it's gigantic. It's not like trucks and things come in or out and that kind of thing.
Is there a map of the city on my data slate?
There is, yes. It's not a city, it's like a map
Oh,
of the
yeah.
local area. Yeah, there's 11 locations marked on it. In fact, let me see if I can get a nice picture of this for you, because this thing is real goddamn hard. This is going to be a really low quality map, but whatever. It's hard to find anything to use with this stuff. See if I can actually fit this onto my page. It's just okay. It's going to be a bit small. Sorry, but
Would one of you guys mind sharing your screen so I can just kind of see what you reference?
It's a blank screen.
currently,
We have no map.
there you go. I am uploading a picture of the map.
To Discord?
Yes. Where else would I be uploading it, my friend? I'm uploading it to Microsoft as we speak.
Hmm.
There you go. It's almost done uploading. It's a whole 700 kilobytes. It's going to take a while. It's not funny, man. It's Africa problems. There you
you
go.
could have at least like rotated it so that we could read this shit, you know? Really.
You don't get rotated maps. It's ancient technology.
Rotate it yourself.
Save.
Sit and rotate.
Sit and rotate.
So,
So we're at number 1. Forcer, Southern Square, Trade Markets, Tantalus Almshouse. I'm assuming that's like a shelter.
Yeah, that's where the.
And Raoul did say that he met Saul at the almshouse.
Uh-huh. So that's also another location we should probably go to.
We should check out his house and then maybe Arm's house and see if anyone's been like recruiting anyone lately. Anyone dodgy than normal.
And Royal did say tons of people were laid off.
mm-hmm. So, where is your next lead taking you, boys?
Do we have like a address for Saul's house?
Yes.
Oh my
Yes,
god.
we do.
Like a
If you
apartment
guys
number?
ask me
Yes,
that,
we
like,
do. I
again,
have his
It's
address.
Tantalus indentured, registered
I've-
habitation, chamber 6-23, stack 717, Course Carla Division, Southern Zone, Hive Sibelius. Let's fucking go!
But do we know?
Let's go.
But do we know where he lives?
No, we don't know anything.
okay. We're just gonna end here for tonight's the Super 88. I think
It's
character
fine.
creation took a little bit longer than anticipated, but it's fine. Alrighty. So that is your first taste of Dark Heresy, Random.
That
So
was not a proper taste of Dark Heresy, I'll have to know, because that went tits up like quicker than anything else we've ever done with Dark Heresy.
It didn't go tits up, and no one got killed yet.
Someone didn't get killed yet.
No one important
I'm just
got killed
wondering,
yet.
does our psyche like not suffer any type of corruption for wanting to consume the soul of an innocent?
Oh, don't worry, we'll get there.
I was making sure he was on his way to Emperor.
Sure you were. But yes. That's how that be how it be sometimes. Man, you guys really fixate on that railway. Holy shit.
Yeah, I was just like, I'm just gonna ask him some, stuff like maybe we can get some information. Then check Priest over here. It's just like, there has to be stuff in there.
I suppose obsession is a pretty good character trait though.
Griff,
Quirk.
remember when you said that this should take like 2 or 3 sessions?
I do
And
remember
remember when
that.
I said, no it won't?
See, this is why the dungeon master should, drop hints.
I dropped lots of hints.
No, you didn't. You gave us lots of information. There was no hint.
Oh, that's how,
Over there.
that's generally how an investigation works. This thing is non-linear. You see the adventure I'm running for you guys, the introductory adventure. It's you pick a lead, you go to do lead things, and depending on which lead you go to, it unlocks more leads that take you places. I can't hint because I don't know in what order. And none of the stuff is structured in a
Look,
specific order.
if nothing else, Raoul did give us. He did give us another lead. Another
I can't
lead.
believe you
We know
guys
about the
killed-
almshouse now.
We
You
didn't
guys
kill
killed
him.
I can't believe you guys killed a little 15-year-old.
kill him!
Uh-huh.
He killed himself.
before I got off the loud hailer, I did say, "All heretics, please report to the almshouse for summary execution."
I would also like to point out
Yeah.
just one thing that I would probably point out. There's probably a good reason the kid was that terrified.
Of Arbites?
Well, in general, that he was willing to get pushed to that point.
Well, yeah, I mean, I never got to ask him that because
He
people
probably
haven't.
saw everything.
Well, we won't know now. Shame.
Well, I'm just gonna say there's a pretty good reason. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, now we don't know.
That's fine. I'm sure
Maybe
you'll
I
find
can.
out.
Maybe I can repair him.
And what's the 40k version of Speak with Dead?
I need to contact the Inquisitor and see if I can procure a brain unit, a cerebral, what are they called?
You know, that's actually pretty funny because there's like a whole section on your acolytes bothering the Inquisitor and some of the responses you can do. My favorite one is the most sarcastic one, which I didn't get to use today. It's like, yes. Well, I'm afraid the great chapters of the Astartes and the blessed choirs of the Saints Militant, they're all busy right now, so you'll have to do. I mean, surely, let me instead ask you a question. It's like this whole. It's like literally like a 17-paragraph rant about like how shitty you are.
Oh, I
Pretty
can't
great.
wait till you have to bust that out. I don't think it'll be long.
It's
How
so
much
great.
how much XP do we get for that session? We did successfully kill a rogue psyker.
None. We don't deserve any XP, Griff.
Yeah, we
Never
do.
look.
We climbed up stuff successfully.
We didn't achieve anything.
Yes,
We
we
achieved
did.
one piece. We've achieved one
I
piece of information.
repaired and
patched the
destroyed
cycle.
Tech Heresy. I saved the Empire from that Tech Heresy that was a loud hauler. And the gun.
You guys,
Yes,
corrupted
you're announcing your
so
presence
many
to like
people.
everyone within several kilometers.
yes, you guys have actually successfully managed to like broadcast to an extremely large segment of the hive. By the way.
Yes, that there's an inquisitorial retinue floating there.
We didn't say that, did we?
What they heard
No.
is that's a loud hauler. No, it's not.
And then,
No.
oh, it's a good thing we killed that psyker.
and also that Arbite down there or whatever was the other thing.
No, he was
Yeah.
already dead before I fixed the loud hauler.
So you guys are all gonna lose some influence for this.
No.
Yes.
Yep. I should probably stop the music. Yeah, you guys are all gonna lose some influence. I'm sorry. Let me roll a dice here and see. Oh, it's not so bad. You guys all lose 2
Would it be-
influence.
Influence or scrutiny that we lose? I thought they
Influence.
were. So our scrutiny went down.
Oh no, your influence went down and your subtlety went down as well. They're 2 separate things. Influence is a measure of pacts, ties, people you know, that kind of stuff, institutions backing you, all that kind of thing that allows you to use your influence.
I am
Every time
strongly
you do-
suspecting.
Anytime you do something famous, for example, like, let's say, saving the planetary governor, you're going to gain because they know you're competent, fantastic people, work ethic. On the other hand, when you fuck up and announce rogue psychers to an entire area, the local interrogator is going to hear about that. Your influence is correspondingly going to drop. And incidentally, your subtlety, which is a different stat from how stealthily you're conducting your investigation, is also somewhat going to drop.
I think.
Yeah, I'm
influence-
thinking I'm a have to go out and like keep away from that cog boy.
Our influence would skyrocket for killing a rogue psyker, in my opinion.
So your influence drops by 2, and you guys don't get to see what your subtlety is. But yeah,
And XP.
no.
No.
Wow.
You don't
There's
get
no-
XP fucking things up.
But yeah, your influence is dropped by 2 permanent.
Can't believe you do me like this.
Sorry, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I tried to eat a child's soul, Psyker, in the first session.
That was hilarious. Thank you.
My god.
Yes, and nobody
remember
learned about any of this secondhand. It was all firsthand out of the loudspeaker they were walking under.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, and here's me standing on the platform, so anybody who happened to be in a transit car heard that and saw me.
Fine. Everything is fine. I don't know why you're so worried.